All three phases of the game, we're gonna look to be aggressive and have fun and kind of do our thing.
A couple of years ago, it wasn't like that. We were just wanting to win some games, and now we want to make it to the dome. We have a legitimate shot. I think we got to continue coming here every day, working, doing what we're supposed to do, and I think we have a legitimate shot to make some noise.
Show you how it's done, Kenny.
Coach, year 3 coming up. What have the first 2 years been like for you?
The first year was kind of a blur. I mean, the first year was just I was trying to keep my head above water all year, and just trying to make it. And we were able to kind of get it going there towards the end. And then we had the heartbreaking loss to Houghton in the playoffs. And we kind of felt like we needed to be a little more mentally tough and stuff like that. And that was a good eye-opening experience. So the next year, it's kind of what we worked on all off season. And last year we had a good year. We had one letdown during the season with Shreve, and then we took it all the way, and we felt like we left a little bit on the table in the quarterfinals, and but this year has just kind of been about more about finishing the deal. We have a veteran team now. The expectation is where we expected it to be. Maybe not this quick, but the expectation has kind of been set by the older guys that have kind of came through the program the last 2 years. And these guys on offense, man, they're fun to be around. They're always joking. They're always the best thing about this is they're good friends on and off the field. That's the funnest part. And I think a lot of things. The defense is going to open a lot of eyes as well as this year as well. I mean, I thought we played really well in the spring game. We have a lot of guys. We have some young guys coming up. Some guys that got a lot of playing time last year that we're looking for some big things from, and a couple of veterans coming back. So I feel pretty good on both sides of the ball. We get our kicker back.
Jarvis and Kenny outside. What's that like for you as a coach to have those guys?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. Definitely the best two on the outside I've ever had. I mean, those two guys. I've had some good ones in Terrace Marshall and Broderick Jefferson and DeJuan Tolbert, Jared Lancaster. We had a bunch of good guys through all the years at Parkway, and we had some good ones at Leesville, and but these two guys, when you have them together on the same field, it's tough, and then you add in Aiden Baker and Micah Johnson and DJ Allen in the middle, and you've got to kind of cover the whole field now, when you play us. There's not really a weak link. You can't just stack guys outside because you got Micah Johnson running up the seam, and you can't leave Aiden Baker over here because he's so good. And then, so I mean, it's fun. It's a coach's dream, it's a coach's dream to call plays with these guys, because you got 5 guys that are options, and we got more guys in the back. Darian Milligan, Brandon Cooper, we got a ton of guys that we can rotate, and it's a lot of fun. And we got a veteran. The biggest thing is we have a veteran offensive line coming back. We returned 4 of our 5 guys in Josh Allen, Josh White, Cameron Stewman, and Caleb Williams, and we add a couple of guys in that we really like. Jason Birch. We have JD Yates has had a good spring. So I mean, we have a veteran offensive line, and we have a bunch of veteran guys on the outside that got a lot of playing experience last year. And when you bring all that back with a 3-year starter at quarterback, you kind of expect some fun.
And 3-year starter led the state in yards, touchdowns last year.
Absolutely.
How good has it been, Taylor?
He's, I've been blessed with quarterbacks. I don't know if I don't know what it is, but I always seem to get really good quarterbacks. Ben probably throws the deep ball better than any quarterback I've ever coached. And he's a phenomenal leader. He's a good kid. He's a good locker room guy. He's a good on-field guy. He's a good pregame guy. He's just everything you look for in a quarterback and in a kid and all that stuff. I mean, he does it all. I mean, he can babysit your kids and lead your classroom at the school. And he's just overall such a good kid, and he's just kind of everything that high school football is about. You want kids like that, and a lot of these guys are the same way. Jarvis Davis is another one that's a senior, and we have tons of them. We got 4 on the offensive line, and we got a tight end this year that's waited his turn and done everything right and worked hard. Dominated JV, all the things that we talk about. Got Jaden Gladney on defense. That's kind of our leader over there. We have a lot of guys coming back. We have a lot of leadership. It's going to be a lot of fun.
What's the district going to be like this year, 1-5A?
It's brutal, man. This is now that we've added Evangel and Huntington, it's one of the best districts, if not the best district, from top to bottom in the state. You look at some of the best districts, and there's always a gimme game somewhere in there. With these districts, you look at 3-5A, and even the good districts in New Orleans and Baton Rouge and all that, and there's some phenomenal. But there's no game where you just line up and win in 1-5A. We add two of the best teams in the city. You add that in with every team that's been in 1-5A. Every single time you play a District 1-5A game, you can lose, and I think that is, it's a scary thought, but it's fun at the same time. There's no weeks where we're like, oh man, the JV's going to be playing. There's absolutely no weeks like that anymore. We have Barb and Union Parish in our non-district, and then we have 8 games in district that are as good as they're going to get in the state. We add Huntington, who had a phenomenal year last year. They're coming up, and you add Evangel, who's been getting better the last couple of years. They had one down year in the history of the school, and now they're back to kind of the old Evangel. So I mean, it's to me, it's fun. It's gonna be a blast getting to play those kind of games from weeks 1 to 10.
What kind of team goals y'all have going into the year?
I think it's always, my goals never change. Mine's the same every year. You dominate the non-district, you win your district, and then you've got to be able to get to the quarterfinals. That's kind of when everybody in the quarterfinals is about the same. There's obviously some discrepancies between some of the teams, but if you can make it to the quarterfinals year in, year out, and your kids know how to play in the playoffs, and they know how to win in the playoffs, they know what it's like to play in the playoffs and all that, that's when you kind of start having success, and you're able to kind of take those next steps to the semifinals in the Dome. So dominate non-district, win the district, and win playoff games.